perhaps a scratch to your baseball itch. Again, that is coming up later today on Sports Time Ohio. So we're all taking precautions, and many of us are probably wondering, is it worth it? I found an anecdote, Monica, that really drives home how important this is. There was a soccer match that was played in Italy on February 19th. This was a huge match. It was in the top league, Champions League. There was a team from Spain visiting in Italy. 40,000 fans were at. This was played in a small province near Milan. 2,500 fans were visiting that game from the Spanish club. Now, this is video that we're showing you from a different game. Obviously, there are not 40,000 fans at that stadium. This game was played 2 days before the first case was reported in the country of Italy. The province of Bergamo, Italy, which was where this game was played, had its first reported case. Also, a Spanish journalist that was covering that game tested positive. He obviously had traveled back to Spain. Within a month's time, Spanish and Italy playing this game, there were a third of the players on the Spanish team that had tested positive. In this province of Bergamo, where I talked of, there were 7,000 cases within a month and 1,000 deaths. Also, back in Spain, remember, there were 2,500 fans that had visited from Spain. That had also become one of the epicenters of Europe. 2,600 infections back in Spain within a month. 70,000 cases in Italy, 7,000 dead. Scientists are looking at this as a biological bomb, Monica. They, in fact, believe that they're calling it Game Zero. This is what started the out-of-control spread in Italy and Spain, according to many officials. Just think. All the NBA games, all of the March Madness games, all of Major League Baseball games, how bad this could have been here and worldwide had those games not been shut down. Monica, I know people don't like it, but we have to do it.
It's true, Jay, and it's such a perfect example of why the NBA and NHL and all those sports teams did cancel their games. Because if it's true, and this was the epicenter, which it likely appears to be, because Italy and Spain have the highest cases and the highest death rates in all of Europe, and they both have surpassed China when it comes to death rates relating to this virus. So if this was the epicenter, this is exactly why we did the right thing in this country by social distancing and canceling those events that bring us all together in that point. So, yeah, you're exactly right, Jay.
Could have been much worse.
We don't like it. Yeah, it could have been a lot worse, and we could have been just like Italy and Spain. So, all right, let's take a look at what's going on here at home. Governor Mike DeWine says he will sign legislation to address the coronavirus crisis. State lawmakers unanimously passed the bill. It says the primary election will be done by mail only. Absentee ballots must be postmarked on or before April 27th. The bill waives the state testing and report cards for the rest of the school year and allows high school seniors to graduate. And nursing graduates can start working now with a temporary license. And water shutoffs, those are banned. The bill also moves to moving the state tax filing deadline to July 15th, just like the federal, and Rita is expected to do the same. Now, imagine if you had the ability to test yourself for coronavirus at home. The race is on to make that happen. But as Andrew Horansky reports, hurdles and even questions over accuracy are what may be in the way.
Judy Stewart believes she has a solution, claiming her company, Vaccines to Go, can now mail you a COVID-19 test kit and have results to you within a day. Labs such as Georgia's Life Hope would do the testing, you would do the swabbing.
They're self-administering. Currently, right now, they put the kit back here on ice and it's overnighted back to us.
Our MDs actually call with negative or positive results.
A godsend to patients who claim they've gotten the runaround. Told to stay out of hospitals and not infect others, while healthcare workers panic over personal protection equipment.
We're angry. We're terrified. It's very scary.
So what's the holdup? The country's Surgeon General said he is hopeful there could soon be an at-home test.
I'll be honest, I feel like the self-administered test can be a game changer. And it's because it uses less PPE.
And he's not alone.
Certainly, as we progress, if we get to a point where it's a simpler test that individuals can perform on their own, I think that's great. But there are a lot of elements here when it comes to testing.
On its website, the FDA states it has not authorized any test that is available to purchase for testing yourself at home for COVID-19, while Life Hope and Vaccines to Go say they're ready to ship thousands out right away. Only they can't without the government support. The White House has pushed companies to be innovative, with the president saying he will do what he can to help fast-track solutions. The FDA also saying it will do what it can to help. I'm Andrew Horansky, 3 News.
All right, Andrew, thank you very much. Now, we're practicing this physical distancing to make sure that we stay physically fit. But there's also another side of it, and that is the mental health aspect of it. Many are in need of mental health care. That's why Ohio Guidestone created a telehealth tool to check in on patients. This is actually very helpful. The therapeutic phone tool gives those battling mental health disorders a way to reach out to doctors, talk about their concerns without going to the office and, of course, risking exposure to the coronavirus. The best part, this is available at no cost. Patients can now video conference with their mental health care professionals. Well, we've been getting literally hundreds of questions from our viewers they would love to have answered by our health experts. We know you have many questions. We're trying to get to as many as we possibly can. Monica had a chance to speak with Cuyahoga County Medical Director Dr. Heidi Gullett to answer some of those questions.
Are you concerned about the surge on our hospitals?
We have the best of medicine here in Cuyahoga County, but the number of beds are limited. And so this is why it's critically important for people to stay home so that they aren't exposed to the infection, or if they are sick, they don't expose others, which could then further the surge on our hospitals. The curve we continue to talk about has a line of where our hospitals can handle infections. And if there are more than they can handle, particularly intensive care units and ventilators, then we will have a serious problem. And we are trying to avert that before it becomes a surge issue for our hospitals.
What's the difference between isolation and quarantine?
Quarantine is for someone who is not symptomatic, meaning you have no symptoms, but you have been a close contact of someone who does have a case. Isolation is another level of protecting others and yourself. So isolation is for people who are sick, who do have symptoms. And the difference is that in quarantine, you might be in your home. We would ask you to be in your home, but you can freely move about, cook your food, do what you need to do. In isolation, if you're sick in the home, we need you to be alone in a room, ideally using your own bathroom, and not being out and about around other members of your family. You shouldn't be cooking their food. You shouldn't be the one taking care of them if at all possible. We understand that's hard with small children, etc. But isolation is a whole another level of walling yourself off from the rest of your contacts so they don't too become cases.
When or how would I be notified if I may have been exposed?
So if you are a close contact of one of those people who is one of the 130 people who have had a lab confirmed diagnosis of this, if you were identified by that person in our in-depth contact interview as somebody who had close contact with them, you will receive a personal phone call from us or from a health department where you live. We will then explain to you exactly what quarantine means and exactly what symptoms you need to watch out for. If you were in a congregate setting, so you were in a large group setting with someone who was positive, but you weren't, say, for example, sitting at the same table as them, the people at the table would be those close contacts, but others in the room, across the room, wouldn't be a close contact, but we've crafted messaging for those particular organizations so that they can alert people who were in attendance to these. We've done dozens of these over the last few weeks so that people are aware of what to watch for and what their level of risk is. But we are not going to be releasing this particular street, there's someone living with COVID or anything like that, because it's a privacy issue. If you are at high risk for getting this infection, you will have or will hear from us or your local health department. But in general, I want people to understand that there's a very high level of infection in the community.
Monica, Doctor, thank you very much. Great information. Remember, 3 News is here to connect us all, including your questions to our experts. To get them to us, just text them, 216-344-3300, 216-344-3300. That is a text line. Please do not call. 3 News Connect, coming right back.
Upgrade your home fast and save. Free installation from 54 on all carpet, hardwood, vinyl, and laminate. Offer ends at the end of the month, so call now. Plus, save an extra $100 with promo code MAKEOVER.
Call 877-50-FLOOR. Pick up the phone, we'll be knocking at your door.
When looking for a TV and internet provider, we know you have a choice. This is Claire. She has AT&T DirecTV. I get tons of HD. Spectrum has tons of HD. On demand and the sports channels are included. DirecTV Select doesn't include the sports channels. And we love Spectrum's 24-hour local news channel. I don't get that.
Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-957-4499.
Spectrum Internet starts at 100 megabits with no data caps. My starting speed's only 50 megabits. Spectrum is 2 times faster.
Spectrum Internet, $44.99 a month.
I'd switch, but I'm in one contract for TV, second one for internet. It could cost hundreds to cancel. Spectrum has no contracts, and they'll help buy out yours. I'm switching to Spectrum.
Get Spectrum TV and internet from $44.99 a month each. Call 833-957-4499.
Fed up with your drafty, hard-to-open windows? Discover the superior quality and energy efficiency of Stanek windows. Stanek windows are made and installed by our experts and backed by our limited lifetime warranty. Right now, get $350 off each window, plus special financing is available. Trust the experts at Stanek Windows. Call today to schedule your free in-home window estimate.
Discover the Stanek difference. Stanek Windows.
If you're like most people, you love your pets. Now is a great time to replace your floor with our certified pet-friendly products during our free installation sale. Plus, save an extra $100 with promo code MAKEOVER.
Call 877-50-FLOOR. Pick up the phone, we'll be knocking at your door.
McDonald's is temporarily stopping its popular all-day breakfast menu. The company says it is simplifying operations as the coronavirus pandemic strains restaurant operations. Now McDonald's will focus on serving their most popular choices. And Gervasi Wineries and Vineyard is changing course for the time being, going from being a vineyard distillery and hosting events to making hand sanitizer. Will Ewick has the story from Canton.
On March 15th, when the governor ordered closure, our world was literally turned upside down.
The halting of dining in restaurants and banning of large gatherings has taken a toll on Gervasi Vineyard.
We shut down our 4 restaurants. We had to lay off over 300 employees.
So with their backs against the wall and wanting to figure out a way to help the area during this difficult time,
we said, how can we get involved and put this piece of equipment to use to help the community?
Scott and the Gervasi team found a way to repurpose what they already do into something desperately needed.
Well, the key ingredients to a hand sanitizer are alcohol, which that we know how to do, but it has to actually be done at a much higher proof. So we had to educate ourselves on how to make that happen. So we're completely converting to 100% focused on what hand sanitizer we can make and how fast we can make it.
The distillery here at Gervasi was built and set up a few years ago to make a handful of craft spirits. So to switch gears and turn into a full-fledged producer of sanitizer is a bit of an undertaking. From a new process to new bottles and new labels, all the way down to halting the grape business altogether and switching to corn.
Swartz Farm, literally just a few miles down the road from us, we were using their corn to make our bourbon. Well, the same corn can be used to make the grain-neutral spirits that we need for the hand sanitizer.
Once they were able to get the ingredients squared away, the next hurdle was packaging. And because typical hand sanitizer bottles are in short supply, they decided to go with an unconventional container.
What we could find and what we could get fast were 18-ounce barbecue sauce bottles.
The initial production of sanitizer will be given to frontline medical facilities in Stark County.
So we're going to start in our backyard and the hospitals and those areas taking care of, obviously people who are very ill and need it most.
It's a long way from hosting weddings and making alcoholic drinks, but as the saying goes, when life hands you grapes,
we're in crisis management mode. Our entire business has been turned upside down.
Make some hand sanitizer.
When we came up with, how we can help the community, everybody's really energized by that.
Will Ewick.
They want to do something to help.
3 News.
And we want to keep you up to date with the latest facts on the coronavirus and its impact. To get direct link to our coverage on your phone, all you need to do is text the word facts to 216-344-3300. Again, that is a text message. Please do not call.
LaSalle Furniture and Mattress. Style and comfort on sale every day with Cleveland's biggest showroom.
Welcome back to 3 News Connect. We want to help you see the light at the end of the coronavirus tunnel and also remind you that there is a light and we will get there. Listen to this. Students at CSU, as we know, as students at all colleges in Ohio, are working remotely from home during the pandemic, and that creates a huge need for laptops. In fact, a recent student survey shows that more than 7,000 students need access to those laptops. CSU President Harlan Sand says he almost fell out of his chair when the Federal Reserve promised 350 of them.
Our community is the city, and the city is our community. And if we can't step up now, then when? When would we ever have this kind of demand? And I think all of us need to have that approach. You saw it from the Cleveland Fed. They gave us 350 laptops, no questions asked, and we're doing the same thing.
CSU is also waiving summer and fall application fees and ACT and SAT score requirements.
Well, we know it's a tough time, and we've been asking you to keep calm and be kind, but how are you paying it forward? Well, one place is using pizza. Yep, that's what's happening at a restaurant in Ashtabula County, and we sent Danielle Wiggins out there to find out how they're revealing a heart giving in a community.
Pizza rolls are hot and sizzling at Parola's Bridge Street Pizzeria in historic Ashtabula Harbor. But unfortunately for owner Chris Parola, the restaurant is not.
It's a little bit quiet right now. Really quiet. It's almost eerie.
Chris and his wife Winona saw sales drop since the governor restricted restaurants to delivery and carry out only, all in an effort to fight the spread of COVID-19.
You know, it worried me because I didn't know what was going to happen, but I knew in the back of my mind it didn't matter because People love us.
How are you?
So the Parolas got creative. They came up with a Pay It Forward program where people could buy a $3 slice of pizza for someone else to eat. Each slice purchased is represented by a paper slice hanging on their giving wall. Anyone can grab a paper slice off of the wall and trade it in for a real slice with no questions asked.
We expected maybe 50 to 75 slices sold.
But thanks to the community, there are over 400.
Everybody wanted to feed somebody.
And that included the Move Ministries.
So we wanted to get together with them, pass out pizza to individuals that are less fortunate.
The ministry tried to pay Parolas for the food, but Chris said no way. He wanted them to use pizza already purchased through the giving wall.
I didn't want to rob somebody of a blessing. You know, it was a blessing for us to give it to them.
And that's what our goal is, to feed whoever needs it.
The Parolas also want to make sure their business remains open so that their values and the pizzeria can be passed on to their son.
He's gonna be ready to take over one day.
In Ashtabula Harbor, Danielle Wiggins, 3 News.
We love great stories like that. Please send us more. And this morning, I posted these pictures to my Facebook, but I wanted to share them with you too, because messages of hope in sidewalk chalk. I want to thank the kids who put this on the sidewalk. This was on Dover Center in Bay Village this morning, and I saw them as Fergus and I were taking our morning walk, Jay, and it's always good to be reminded you got to find a reason to smile, you got to find a reason to hope. And I love the one that said, and write down your reasons to be thankful, and it had several lines there to be thankful. So
I love that too. And Monica, sidewalk chalk is one of those things that just makes you happy when you see it regardless, because you know that it was put there by kids who are doing something that they love and having fun. But I don't think I've ever been so happy and so moved by seeing sidewalk chalk. Please keep those positive signs coming. When you see moments like that out and about in the community, and I know they are out there, they are numerous, take a picture and text it to us at 216-344-3300. We want to share these stories of hope and share smiles across Northeast Ohio. 3 News Connect wraps up right after this. Stay with us.
Well, because the restaurants are closed and the stay-at-home order is in place, I'm guessing you're like me and we've been ordering a lot of takeout food. But is that food safe for you to eat? Well, we're going to connect the dots for you.
As more and more people are forced to stay home, a lot of us are turning to takeout to stay fed. But is it safe? Let's connect the dots. The good news is, according to the FDA, the answer is yes, it is safe. There is no evidence of coronavirus being transmitted through food, and so far, no cases have been linked to food. But according to researchers at Harvard Medical School, there is a possibility of restaurant workers spreading the infection by not thoroughly washing their hands before preparing food. The virus is likely killed by cooking, so you might want to stick to cooked items instead of sandwiches or salads. And when you pay for your food, don't forget about social distancing. Most delivery services now have an option to have food dropped at your doorstep with no contact between you and the driver. If it is takeout, call ahead and see if you can pay over the phone to limit that interaction. Also, since the coronavirus can live on surfaces, once you get your takeout or delivery, empty the food out of the containers it's in, throw out any bags or packages, and wash your hands well before eating. Some small steps to help us all stay safe. Connecting the dots, I'm Lauren Tellerico.
Thanks so much for joining us, everyone. We sure hope you connect with us tomorrow at noon. Jay?
We'll be back tomorrow at noon. We'll be back every day at noon throughout this crisis. Also, at 5 o'clock, join myself, Betsy Kling, and the entire 3 News team when we bring you the very latest on the coronavirus on What's New. In the meantime, take care of one another, and please be safe. We'll see you soon.